Okay guys, so the second exercise I like to use for vestibular rehabilitation is a progression on the fast, rapid eye movements that we do in the corner of the room. And again, if you want to understand why we're doing this, it's best if you review the first video where I explain that a little bit for you. So what we want to start doing now is we want to have that fast eye movement in a particular direction. And then we want to match that eye movement with a head movement in that direction. So what we're starting to do with these exercises is we're starting to link the stimulus of the inner ear for when I'm moving my head with the direction of the eye movement that's linked with another canal. So we're trying to start to homogenize movement with eye movement. And again, this is so we don't have this mismatch and a dizziness the moment we move the head and our eyes have to move to a different target, or our head is standing still and our eyes have to move a target. So it creates two things. We're starting to link the inner ear system with the little proprioceptors in the neck and movements of the eye so that they work smoothly. And secondly, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get head accuracy. You can get really fancy with these type of things, and we do that with you in the office. But for home, we're going to start with the same sort of principle of looking at the four corners of the room. You first do these lying down, and you say, look, move your eyes fast to the top left-hand corner of the room. And then what I want you to do is match your nose to that corner so that your eyes now, and so that your head is matching the direction of your eye movement. So let's say my thumb is the top corner of the room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look to my thumb or look to the top corner of the room, and then I'm going to turn my head so my nose is in the direction of that thumb, right? Then I'm going to look to the right-hand corner of the room. With my eyes only, my head stays still, and then I'm going to slowly move my head into that direction. So you start doing these movements slowly. They're not like this. Boom, boom, boom. That's not what we want. We want to teach the system to work smoothly. We want it to recalibrate. So when we, when you don't just put music on and turn it full volume, you sort of gradually move the music up until you find a comfortable noise level for you, and we need to find that comfortable noise level for you and then challenge that system. I'll get to the challenging of that system in the next video. So that's what we do. We're starting with the top corners of the room. We look left and we turn our head in that direction. We look right and then we turn our head slowly in that direction. We look left, we turn our head in that direction. We look right and we turn our head in that direction. Now, sometimes the corners of the room are so wide that you can't get a good visual fix with both eyes because you've got the bridge of your nose in front of you. So if that's the case, then I'm going to suggest that you use your hands, okay? So we want to be able to see the thumb without the bridge of the nose obstructing our view. So that'll be the ideal. If you're feeling a bit lazy or you can't lift your arms for whatever reason, or lifting the arms make you feel funny or dizzy, then we're going to just stick with the corners of the room. And so that's what we do. We do the same sequence. We're going to do 5 on each side, so that's 10 in total at the top. 5 on each side, so that's 10 to total at the bottom. Up and down on the left, up and down the right, and then the diagonals, right? Once you've conquered that, then we do the same exercise sitting. Once you've conquered that, we do the same exercise standing. So we're always challenging, lying down, sitting, standing in each session. Again, as I said to you before, how much do we do? Well, if you feel dizzy after, say, number 4 on this one, then we're going to stick to number 4 on all of them, okay? So then we're going to try and do 4 at the bottom. We're going to try and do 4 up and down on the left, 4 up and down the right, 4 up and down on the obliques. If you get dizzy before that, then we're going to scale it down to that sort of number, but we're always going to try and build it up. When we're sitting then, we're not going to then start from 10 again. Obviously, we start from the lowest number which we could tolerate of the dizziness when we were lying down. So we want to push the system, but we don't want to overwhelm it. Okay, so if we overwhelm it, you're going to feel really awful, and that's counterintuitive to what we're trying to do. We're trying to create a fitness in the system. We're trying to recalibrate it. We're trying to homogenize it, and that's what we're trying to do. Like I said to you before, if your illness is not settled down 100%, or not 100%, but if your illness is not starting to settle down, or there's still a fundamental problem in the vestibular system, or like a chronic infection going on, a neuronitis, labyrinthitis, BPPV, or so there's some other conditions as well, then these exercises aren't going to be that successful for you. These are rehabilitation exercises, so that means as your condition is improving or reducing or going away, we want to do these to recalibrate the system, because the system would have learned an altered version of movement during the time of illness, and we don't want that to persist for you, because this is an old, very fundamental system. So that is the second loads of exercises I normally give people on their following week, which they see me. If they are managing the eye movements fine, then we start that lying down, we do it seated, we do it standing. And your therapist will prescribe those exercises, perhaps in a particular plane, if that's what they need to do, if that's your area of dysfunction. If your area of dysfunction is in the oblique plane, sometimes it's not useful doing all these other ones beforehand, then we will just work in the oblique plane. If your dysfunction is in the horizontal plane, then we're going to work only in the horizontal plane. But your therapist will prescribe those for you. But these are the basic generic loads of exercises I would do as a progression on just the rapid eye movements that we usually do. Okay.